The Namibia University of Science and Technology will be hosting, is actually hosting the 2018 Women in Science Camp, which aims to expose girls between the age of 15 to 18 to career possibilities in the science, technology, engineering, arts, design, and mathematics fields. Yesterday, we spoke to organizers of the science camp, and now we're joined by participants Emily Adams, who's the regional science coordinator from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, that's NASA, as well as Lynn Asiimwe. She's a technical solutions engineer at the American multinational technology company, that's Google. A very good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
And it's a pleasure to be in the presence of serious greatness, NASA and Google.
Wow.
Especially Google. Especially Google. Obviously, I'm not taking anything away from NASA, but just thinking about. So you are the people behind. When I'm typing, searching on the Google engines, or if I'm doing my Gmail, then
we are the people behind the machines.
Yes, behind the machines.
But yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, let me start with you, Lynn. You are a technical solutions engineer at Google. Talk to us about yourself and how you actually got into Google.
All right, so I'll just give you a little bit of a story about myself. So after high school, I was fortunate to get a scholarship with Google Zawadi, a partnership called Google Zawadi, that helped me pursue a degree in electrical engineering and computer science at the University of Cape Town. And it gave me the opportunities to be mentored and supported by various women through various channels like conferences, like the one the ladies are currently having. And subsequently, I went back to Uganda, worked for 2 years, and then got the opportunity to start off as an IT resident at Google, which is an information technology resident, in the Dublin office, and then found myself later on moving to Zurich in Switzerland as a technical solution engineer, particularly for cloud, Google Cloud.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and Emily, you working at NASA Regional Science Coordinator lead. I think it's for Servirs at NASA.
Yeah, so I work for a project called Servir, which is actually a joint initiative between NASA and the U.S. Agency for International Development. And we work with leading regional institutions around the world in developing countries to help support their capacity to use NASA's Earth observing data. So I'm actually an Earth scientist. I'm not an astronaut or a rocket scientist, but all this unique perspective of space allows us to look back at the Earth and see the Earth as a whole system. And we use that information to help answer questions related to agriculture and food security, weather, climate, how the land use and land cover is changing, how it's affecting our ecosystems, as well as how our water resources are doing, and any disaster response as well.
So you guys are the smart brains behind everything, right? Okay, and now, Lynn, talk to us. Why should women in these fields of study really be empowered? We're talking about science, technology, engineering, design, and mathematics.
So specifically speaking from the Google perspective and the products that I've worked on before even Google, the products we usually use, from Gmail to Google Cloud to Google Storage, we have a diverse set of people who are using these products, from men, women, boys, girls. And Google strongly believes that if we have a diverse audience, we should also have a diverse set of people working on these products. So that's a reason why they're really pushing to have this as an equalized field, so that we can have both men and women at the workplace working on these products. Because the more diverse set of people we have working on these products, the better our products are going to be for our users who are using them.
All right, Emily, coming from NASA, the importance of really having women included in these fields of science, technology.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of reasons why young women might be a little bit concerned to join the STEM fields, but really that's why we're here, to empower them, to show them that it's possible. And I know from my experience, even though there are a few women in the field, we're very strong, we're very excited, and we want to constantly encourage those young women to join us. And in the past, it has been a male-dominated field, but there's really no reason why it should be. I think, as you're mentioning, diverse thoughts about engineering encourages better products and better solutions, and so that's true for NASA as well, I think.
Now, I know we had a discussion with someone from Intel yesterday, and just talking about the fact that the STEAM camp is from 15 to 18 years old, but you know some camps even go earlier than that, even starting at primary school level. Talk to us about why it's so important to involve young women, especially even high school girls, into camps like these. Start with you.
So I believe we should even start from 0 years, if it was possible.
As soon as they get
as soon as they get born, because, like, for example, myself, I got exposed a little bit later into computing when I was 19 years old. If I'd known much earlier, in the sense of you don't know what possibilities or even what careers, potentially maybe I might have been at NASA, or not even NASA, but, you know, building the next who knows what product, right? So the earlier, the better, because then you sort of get a head start. And you can see, you know, if you look at, you know, at the US and at Europe, for the children who have said much earlier, you know, by the age of 21 or 20, they sort of bring out their biggest innovations. Yeah.
Yeah, Emily, you see, I was telling Bailey and Stephanie yesterday, you know, I've got a 4-year-old daughter, so I'm like, okay, I'm putting on my calendar. 10 years from now, I'm putting them on the calendar. So what's your thoughts as well? So just introducing young girls to science and technology at a young age.
Yeah, I think it's really important, you know, from 0 to keep interacting with girls and how they can understand STEM and things like that. I think when you reach the more high school age level, they're starting to think about careers. They're starting to think, maybe, can I have a career and a family? And the answer is yes. It's hard, but we can do it. All of us have been able to do it so far, and really empower them to say it's not an or, it's an and you can achieve all of your goals, whether they're STEM related or otherwise. And yeah, so I think picking this at the 13 to 15 age range, or 13 to 18, excuse me, when they're starting to think about these things is also very important.
Let's talk about the involvement, both of your involvements in the camp. Obviously, it's underway right now. Lynn, what will you be focusing on and doing with the girls this week?
So my focus right now is app development, Android app development using MIT App Inventor. That's currently what we're focusing on, and also merging it a little bit with the Arduino boards. Yeah, so that's what I'm teaching this week with the team from Google.
That's exciting, eh? Yeah. Teaching young girls to develop apps.
Yeah, that's really exciting, and at such a young age, because this is something I'd hoped for as a young girl, and to see that this is actually becoming, you know, true for these young girls is just amazing.
All right, and Emily, what will you be doing?
We're introducing the girls to some satellite remote sensing data from the Landsat satellite, so showing them how they can visualize certain places in the world with our satellite data, and then we're calculating how much vegetation is in the area using some different remote sensing techniques, and just introducing them to how they might be able to use the data, because all the data is free and open to the public, so they can go home and continue to access it, and if they would like to.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah. Emily, Lynn, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, there you have it. That is the 2018 Women in Science participants. That's Emily Adams. She's a regional science coordinator from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's NASA, as well as Lynn Asiimwe. She's the technical solutions engineer at Google, talking to us more about the STEM camp that is currently underway at NUST. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.